Hi, my name is Angela Thomas, and I am going to go ahead and present my neuro video. The first thing that I am going to do when I am assessing a person's neurological status is I'm obviously just going to do a quick inspection, make sure that everything is symmetrical, there's no drooping, and everything is equal with throughout. The next thing I am going to do is go ahead and start testing his cranial nerves. Cranial nerve 1 is for smell, and it is not normally tested, so we're going to go ahead and not test that. However, I can go ahead and observe that both of the nerves seem to be open and patent. I'm going to go ahead and start with cranial nerve 2 and 3, and both of these involve the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and test just for pupillary response. And his equals are equal, round, and reactive to light. I'm going to have you follow my finger. And they do accommodate. I'm going to go ahead and have you continue to follow my fingers. And that does go ahead and test for cranial nerve 3, 4, and 6. Now I'm going to go ahead and test cranial nerve 5 and 7. And I'm going to go ahead and have you clench your teeth. I'm going to go ahead and have you smile. Raise your eyebrows. I'm going to have you puff out your cheeks. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and have you stick out your tongue and move it side to side, and in and out, up and down. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and have you stick it out and say ah for me. Okay, perfect. And that all worked, and that is cranial nerve 12 as well as 9 and 10. I'm going to go ahead and now have you just do a couple more things. Maybe shrug your shoulders up for me. And I'm going to go ahead and try and have you turn your head and turn your head. And then that would be cranial nerve 11 to make sure that everything is working. The only cranial nerve that I didn't actually expressly check was cranial nerve 8. However, we can tell that he is following directions, so he can obviously hear what I am saying. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and is test for your proprioception and your cerebellar function. So I'm going to have you close your eyes. I'm going to have you reach your arms out to the side and have you touch your nose with your index finger. Perfect. And now I'm going to have you actually stand up. And I'm going to have you just reach your hands out to your side again with your eyes closed and have you touch your nose. Perfect. And he doesn't move or sway on any of those, and he does go ahead and touch his nose like he should. I did watch him walk in and sit down in this table, and his gait was equal. It was heel to toe, and there was no limping, no abnormalities. Next, I am going to go ahead and test his sensory. So I'm going to test some painful and dull stimuli. I'm going to go ahead and have you close your eyes, and when I touch, I'm going to have you tell me if it is dull or if it is sharp.
Sharp. Sharp. Dull. Sharp. Dull.
Okay, so he did go ahead and get those correct. The next thing that I'm going to do is test his ability to discern an object in his hand. I'm going to have you close your eyes and put out a hand for me, and I'm going to go ahead and have you feel that and tell me what that is.
Smell and wrench.
And I'm going to have you use your other hand. I'm going to have you tell me what that is.
Pen.
Marker. We'll go with a pen. That works. Next, I'm going to go ahead and have him discern between 1 or 2 pokes at the same time. Have you close your eyes.
1. 1. 2. 1. 1. 1.
He did get a couple of those right, a couple of those wrong, but I think it has to do with the fact that I was using a tweezer. The next thing I'm going to have you do is flip your hands over. I'm going to have you close your eyes. I'm going to go ahead and have you tell me what I am drawing on your hand.
F.
Yeah. And
B.
a 3. Close enough. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do his reflexes. We can test a brachial reflex, a radialis reflex, the triceps in the back, as well as the patellar and Achilles. You would always do these reflexes. You would do one side and then immediately do the other side to test both at the same time. For purposes of this exam, I'm just going to go ahead and test one side. So I'm going to have you reach your hand out. I'm going to have you relax onto me. And we're going to see if we can get a response. I saw a little response in his biceps, but not so much in his hand on that one. And then we could go ahead and test the brachial radialis and the triceps in the back. I'm going to go ahead and test his patellar. and I do get a response on that, I could also go ahead and test his Achilles behind his leg. The only other thing that I could do is I could go ahead and test his abdominal reflex. And for this, I would go ahead and use the end of my reflex hammer and start in all 4 quadrants of the abdomen and do kind of downward away from the umbilicus, and then I should see the rest of it kind of move in that direction. But I will go ahead and avoid that for now, just given the situation. So that is my neuro video, and thank you.